I mean, the thing that talk about things that are defining moments in your life, and I think you're about to touch on the hardship and the shame that came with, you know, you shared a story on the day about the fact that you would finish your day at school, you'd have your group of mates who would all be walking home and you would walk home a different way, so that no one knew that you actually lived in the commission homes or flats.
Yeah, so I spoke, my hardship was, growing up in housing commission, so in North Carlton. Grew up there my whole life until I got drafted. So, we're basically living on top of each other, didn't have a backyard, didn't have anything. But speaking about that, like looking back now, as a kid, like it's probably some of the greatest times of my life. Like I had so many other kids in the same position as me, going through the same stuff, but we just always catch up, play ball tiggy, play hide and seek, occasionally go egging.
That's a bit of mischief.
Yeah, a bit of mischief, but it was so much fun. But when you get, a little bit older, you start understanding, what feelings are. Kids can be, pretty nasty. You start getting called names. Like I started getting called a hobo, or started getting called homeless. Getting called poor, or why don't you have a backyard, or why don't you have your own room? And as a kid, like all you ever want to do is you just want to be liked and you just want to have all these friends. That sort of started, sort of growing on me. And then you get a bit older, you start going to like high school, you start meeting girls and you start getting interested in them, and you're just like, far out, if they knew where I lived, there's no way in the world like they'd want to hang out or they want to go out with me. So I'd lie about where I lived. I wouldn't tell them I lived in the flats. You start walking home, I'd make sure I walk a different way. I'd go the long way so that I walk around the flats, but then I could cut through because I knew the shortcuts to go home. Just like all just little things like that. Growing up that I shouldn't have had to go through, but I sort of did just, because I...
Do you think it's helped you have greater appreciation for, what your AFL career did for you or has provided you? I mean, I remember having a conversation with you maybe 3 or 4 years into your career, because this wasn't till probably year 6 or 7 where you started to share and open up about your story.
Yeah.
I remember you saying to me, outside of the fact that I'm playing the game that I love and it was my dream to play AFL, one of my reasons for playing, and I think you shared this as part of your highlight as to why being drafted was a highlight of yours, was that you wanted to get your parents and family out of their current living arrangements. And you did that. You rented a house for them, helped them set up their business and so forth to give them the best opportunity of living a life that you weren't afforded to prior to that. How much did that give you drive on the back of, that defining moment where your dad said, make sure he goes down the right path? Like sitting here right now, do you have a sense of pride in the fact that you've been able to help your family?
Yeah, definitely. Like it definitely makes me proud. And like my parents tell me every day, like how proud they are of, what I've been able to do and how much I've been able to help them. But, there's just been so many times I remember like, reflecting, thinking about like I'd living in the flats. All I ever wanted was a house, a backyard, so I could jump on my trampoline in the backyard. Like that was what I wanted to do. But there'd be so many times like I'd dream, I have these dreams. I'm in a house, life's awesome, and then I'd wake up and back to reality of living in the flats, and I'd just be like, oh my God. So I sort of just, when I got drafted, I sort of just made a promise to myself, like I want to try and get my parents out of there as quick as I can, and try and just give them like a new lease on life, and just get them out of there, because they're not the the greatest places at times to grow up. Trouble, crime, like drugs, whatever else there. And I had a brother and sister that I needed to try and look after too. So got drafted, saved up, as much money as I could in my first few years. Bought my own house, and then when I did that, I got a house for my parents around the corner, put it in my name, helped them with their rent and everything till they found their feet, and got them out of there, and they haven't been back since. So